As silly as this might seem, I learned that it was harder to speak in front of people that I didn't know. In case it wasn't obvious, I am a very social butterfly, and I kind of like to get to know people and at least have some sort of a foundation with them. Maybe this is due to me having been a server at one point in my life. But in this class, I barely knew anyone. I didn't really know their likes or their dislikes or their favorite colors or their hobbies, their pets. You get the idea. I basically knew nothing. And I feel like that made it harder to present the one live speech that we had because I didn't feel comfortable really talking to anyone. And I understand that in real life, if I had to put a speech on the spot in front of a crowd of people, I may not always know everybody. But however, within a class setting, I'm assuming to get to know my classmates a little bit. Like in my Spanish class, I have a good idea of who everyone kind of is, and the environment in there is really friendly and and kind of fun, you know. And I would feel comfortable giving an impromptu speech in front of the people there than I did in my own speech classroom. When it comes to some skills that I learned in this class, I will say that I really liked using the speech templates that we use to help structure out our speeches. It reminds me so much of my film internship days when we had to kind of write out like shots and the subject and the camera direction and any extra specialty notes. I will say these templates were a very useful tool towards keeping the writing process organized. And I actually do plan to use a similar style in future writing projects for my class, or if I have to do another video style project. So that would probably be the main thing that I did learn, or one useful skill that I learned. Sorry. I will say probably the only hard part was sometimes trying to edit spaces within the boxes. So that way the labels from, let's say, column A matched up with the main points in column B. I sometimes just had to leave it as is because trying to edit anything was next to impossible and it would just get really wonky, really weird, really fast. um, Probably one of my favorite memories within this class. I really enjoyed, or sorry, one of my favorite memories within this class would be the daily attendance questions that were asked. I think it did help to provide some slight bonding within the classroom, which again, I found to be somewhat lacking. Um, Again, you have no control over who's showing up and who isn't, but I think it would have been a good idea to have some bonding activities like this, for example, the impromptu extra credit speech, which would have been fun to present live if someone had to pull a random topic out of a hat and figure out how to make like a 2 minute impromptu speech on it. But I think it would have helped make the class feel less threatening and more friendly if there was some just more, let's say, first 2 weeks we do activities together. It doesn't even have to be complicated activities. It could just be a simple game of like hangman, or maybe a round of Uno or guess who among the speech groups or opposing speech groups. So you kind of get to know everybody. I think it would make it easier in the long run for people to feel enthusiastic when presenting in class because they feel like they're somewhat among friends and want to deliver a good product, as it were. Like they want to take pride in presenting a really good speech, not just because, oh, the teacher would really like it, or oh, I could really get a good grade. Like I want to feel a little bit of pride when it comes to doing complicated or intensive projects like this, and want to be able to, you know, feel like I'm being welcomed among people and I kind of understand what they would like and would make it easier to receive feedback and grow as a person. So I know this was probably a little bit rambly, but yeah, those are just kind of some of the things I liked, that I disliked, things that I kind of learned while in class. And I will say it was a decent amount of fun. And I do appreciate how you tried really hard to be flexible of all of our schedules and staying in constant communications. And I think you're going to do a really great job in the future. I think this was a good training year, and I think you have what it takes. I also wish you luck on your future school projects yourself, because man, that is busy. All right, enough rambling. I hope you have a good rest of your day.